Hey guys, it's Alabama Deep, and I'm coming back at you. Okay, so I am back, and my last video I posted, I am noticing some responses from emails, posts on my Facebook pages, and my YouTube videos here. And guys, all I can say is thank you, both guys and gals. Thank you. I didn't know I'd have that much support, but I do apparently. So thank you all for standing behind me on that, and thank you for liking what content I create. Not the world's greatest, but I'm a beginner in this. So yeah, allowances must be made. So just wanted to thank everybody out there for giving me some moral support and telling that other guy tough noogies. So okay, I don't know if you saw the other video, but for those who did, it was about some hate I was receiving online because I actually got to work on a Pacte Philippe. Okay, you should see that short I did on it. Oh my God, it is gorgeous. And I'm going to be doing a video on it. I am. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see that Pacte. And I've got another Pacte Philippe. You can't believe that. Word travels fast. So I'm going to be working another Pacte Philippe coming up. And it is a wreck. But nonetheless, we're going to see what we can do with it. So I received a message from one of you guys out there in TV land on YouTube that they needed help with their sea dweller. And I don't remember doing this, but I have already apparently broken it down. And this is it right here. This is what's left. I don't remember tearing it apart. Okay. I don't. Let me look in here. Oh, God, I don't have a memory worth of shit right now. So let's see. I'm looking. Yep, there it is right there. This is the dial for it. This is the sea dweller that I was asked to work on, and it looks like I have just received it. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Didn't want to say anything until now, but this is that one, and this is horrible. See, this is why I say please don't buy the cheap fakes. Please don't, because they end up with me, and you've wasted $200. I mean, yeah. So this one is having issues. There is a bunch of metal shavings in the 2313 movement on the back of this replica. There's the 2813. That's the more upper crust end of the 2813, I would say. Usually the ones with the brass wheels really suck. So anyway, this is the one. I don't even know if it's not going to function at all. It's just garbage, and it needs to be fixed. This particular guy, and by the way, thank you for subscribing, Guy, and that's what we'll call him, Guy. Thank you, Guy, for subscribing, and for reaching out. All I can say is, Guy, maybe for other advice for people out there, instead of buying these cheap replica movements, start buying the parts off of eBay. Buy the real deal and then restore it. You can start out with a case, a vintage Rolex case. Start out with that. Those are about $200 or $300. Sometimes $4, $5, or $6, just depending on. And then go ahead and get the dial, and then get the movement, and then send it to me. That would be a great idea. Then you would have something that is authentic. You would have something that is customized to you, and you could proudly call it a Rolex and wear it on your wrist. Okay, because these watches suck. Okay, not because they're ripping off the Rolex name itself. It's just that you end up with garbage like this. Okay, this has so much metal shavings in it. There is no way that I'm going to put my time into trying to repair this thing, because it's a 2813 and get a new one for $10, $15 on eBay or off, AliExpress, and I can just have it sent to me and, put it back in. But no, this guy wants to upgrade this watch that he bought. I think he bought it online somewhere. They sent it to him. It managed to make its way through customs and on his wrist. And the second day of opening the box and putting it on, this happens. Boom. And now it's here with me. So my best advice to anyone out there, instead of buying a replica Rolex watch, buy the real deal. Get the real case, get the real movement, get the real dial, and then you can have a very handsome watch. I mean, you really can. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you a couple that I've done, okay? So this is my way of encouraging buying real and not buying a fake. Let's go ahead and let's just show you this, okay? Look at that. That is a real Rolex case, real Rolex crystal, real Rolex dial, and real Rolex movement. And the only thing I don't have is the crown just yet. I will get the crown, and then it will be complete. The only thing that's a replica on this is the buckle on the back, and the strap itself did not come from Rolex. But everything else, this right here at this moment in time is 99.5% Rolex, giving a little bit of leeway to that little brass-plated crown I put on there temporarily so I could wear this watch, because, if I made it, heck yeah, I want to wear it. So you can end up with something like that, okay? And that is an authentic Rolex. You can also, let me go ahead and show you this. If you wanted to, you could get an actual Rolex movement. You get a Cellini dial like this. You get an aftermarket case for it, because really these vintage Rolexes, you can't guarantee the case on water pressure and it being safe to wear in the water. But you can get these newer cases that'll fit this dial, fit this movement, and it will be water resistant, more so than that old case would be. And you can do this, as long as you don't plan on selling it to somebody as something that it's not. That's what you can do. And this is an aftermarket bracelet as well. But once again, this is for me and me alone. And the movement inside of this is a genuine Rolex movement. Of course, it's older than what a Cellini would have, but it is a genuine Rolex movement, and this does run. Okay, this won't have the sweeping hand. It's based on the Cellini dial. Some Cellinis don't have the sweeping second hand, and that's what I did with this one. Okay, and I think that dial itself is gorgeous. There's one little nick on it where Rolex is, I believe, but other than that, that's nice. But you can make something like this and proudly wear that watch, other than buying this cheap crap from China. I had one other here, and you've all seen it, I know. Let me see if I can get to it. And if you really wanted to go all vintage, and I have to dig into my watch case here. Here we go. This is it right here. If you wanted to go like really vintage, you could get this. This is a Rolex Precision. Now this is from 1953. Dial case. It is all Rolex. I have a replacement on the crown here because the other crown was damaged. But this here, other than the buckle and the leather strap, it is 100% Rolex. It is the real deal. The hands are also replacements, but really, this right here, this build with the parts I put into it was about $600. Okay, but you can proudly call that the real deal instead of getting a Chinese replica that we see here on our table in the form of a sea dweller, and then having to bring it to me and invest more money into it when that money that you put in from buying it and then getting this new movement, and next thing you know, you paid an extra $100, $200 into this replica that's really not worth anything because it's a fake, when you can have the real deal. I mean, think about that, okay? And I know some of you won't be in for the older cases. That's fine. Just recase the Rolex movement and dial. That's perfectly fine to do. It's your watch. Do with it what you will. Okay, so that's my little speech. So let's get into looking at this disaster. Okay, so we do have this Rolex Sea Dweller that we're going to be working on. First thing I have to do is I have got to take the hands off of this movement. And these hands will not transfer to the new movement that we're fixing to install. So I am going to have to definitely replace the hands. Yeah. Ugh. Absolutely terrible. Let's see if this thing even turns. And let's see if it will even turn around at 12 o'clock midnight. I severely doubt it. And yeah, it looks like the damn thing's running. But guess what? It's not going to run for long because it's a piece of shit. Look at that. They waited till 1 o'clock for this thing to change over. Okay? And yeah, wow. Okay. Let's put that down. And yeah, it's starting to run a little bit. Some metal shavings are probably starting to fall out of it. But we're not going to be doing anything with this movement because it is just god awful. So much metal shavings fell this thing. I would never guarantee this to a customer, to a friend, or anyone else. So we're going to rip these little hands off, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace the movement and install it in this case. And you know this is going to be a two-part. So let me come up here. I'm going to grab first that's off. Then we're going to try to protect this, try our best to protect the dial the best we can. Put some plastic over it. Okay, we got one hand. Let's go in. Let's take the other hand off. It's being a little fidgety with me. That's fine. My God, that's on there. There we go, we got it. So, okay, that is off. No worse for the wear. So now we have those hands removed. I am going to save those hands because I can recycle them. So those hands will go into my little tray here. I can recycle these onto another build that doesn't have the Rolex name. In all honesty, I would destroy these movements, but good faith, I can't do that. Once again, they are not mine to do that to. They belong to people and viewers that watch my page, and I do this to kind of help them out a little bit. All right, so we got that off. And we're going to be taking that dial off. We're going to see if that dial has feet to fit onto this. Look at this beautiful movement. Okay, now this is, of course, a clone movement. This is not the real deal. This is what he selected and what was sent with the watch. And this is actually a very good representation. This thing is highly polished. This thing looks great. This is, I think, a VS, I think. It's not a SH. I don't know anyone who would ever want a SH. This is a VS, I believe. This movement is very nice. It's very polished. I'm very impressed with it, all considering. But this is what's going into this watch. So let me go ahead and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit because, of course, we're going to be taking the crown out. I'm mash in on the crown release. Use my teeth there at the same time. So there's that. Okay, and I'm getting in here and I'm looking at it. Let's see where the feet are on this. Yeah, this should fit. Good God, there's little hairs and shit all over this. it's been sitting in a little plastic case since I took it out, so that's not me. So let me give my little orange screwdriver. That one's loose. Looks like it is coming off. Still a little stubborn. Boom! Pops right off. Okay, we're going to leave that little ring on there. Sure are. We're not going to mess with that. Look at that piece of shit. Yep. Oh, it's running all right. But for how long, we don't know. Okay, so we're definitely not going to be using that. Let me go ahead and let's just see if I can get the crown worked off of this. Coming in here with it. Yep, there it is. It is off. La 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 la. Got it right there. Oh, now it's in there. Okay. Now I'm coming over here to this. And for this, let's go ahead and let's just unscrew the plastic. There we go. We got the plastic unscrewing. And let's get this screwed back onto here. God, this thing's a piece of crap. I never tried screwing one back on, but okay, screw it. We'll just leave it off. I'll just go ahead and I'll just put one of these on here. For right now. There we go. Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'm going to put this movement into its own little case, I think. That should be just fine for right now. There you go. It won't move around because it's in there. Okay, so we'll save that movement just for shits and giggles. Might try to tear it down later or whatever, but I doubt it though. Okay, so before I even touch this, now we're going on to this being a pretty serious watch build for me. This is for somebody else and not me, so precautions are taken. And we're putting on the finger cots again because I do believe in wearing finger cots when you're working on somebody else's stuff. I don't want to damage what they spent their hard-earned money on, because their money is basically moments of their life that they'll never get back again. And they traded it for pay in the system that we have here. So that's fine. We're going to get my little finger cots on. And thought I'd mention that those two people that were saying I shouldn't work on watches, I think they're just jealous because I have now 2 Patek Philippe's to work on. And they have 0. So I chalk it up to jealousy. And I really think that the only reason that I'm getting some nicer watches like that that surpass Rolex by 20-fold is because of the type of person I am. I'm not an asshole. At least I try not to be. I guess sometimes I could be. I don't know. I've always been the more comical side of person. I think you see that in my videos. I've had a couple people that in the beginning I took it offensive because they thought this was a comedy channel. And I mean, really thinking about it, yeah. You could look at it as a watch comedy channel or spin off of Wristwatch Revival if you wanted to, because I have a more comical nature to me anyway. I mean, I like making people laugh. And of course, you know, the last watch I worked on, I think I really got a couple people laughing because after I spent so long working on that dial, I was concentrating so hard I actually drooled on one. So shit. I had to do the dial all over again. Okay, so I'm wearing my little finger cots, and we're going to take off that. Okay, so let's look at this movement. Okay, first thing is first, I got to get the little crown put on it. I'm coming down to go ahead and get that on. Does everybody hear that wind? That doesn't sound so bad. That's not gritty. This one actually feels real. I'm not gonna. I'm serious, guys. This one sounds real. As I turn it, it's not even gritty. This thing is smooth as silk. So I'm amazed by that alone. Okay, so there's the calendar ring. I do need to get that on there. And that's a no. You know, I could have sworn that, you know, that's where the feet goes, like right there, but seems like all for naught. No. Okay. Whatever. Set it off to the side for right now. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's open this. Let's examine this movement. All right. Now, if we can, let's zoom a little bit in on this. Let's take a closer look at the movement that we're dealing with. I want everybody to be able to see this. Here we are. That's actually pretty damn good. That looks very nice. I mean, holy crap. That is a lot more polished than some of the others. So that's pretty good. So let me go ahead. First things first. It is ticking away. It's doing its little thing. So optics come down. And now I'm looking at the sides. Now I see where that's a little too big. That's good on that end. there it is on that end. All right, let's see if these dowel feet will match up. And all for naught, these do not match up. I will double check myself. And no, sir. No, sir, they don't. That's okay. That's okay. This guy wants it, so we're going to do it. I'm going to do it the best way I know how to, sir. And we're going to use some dial dots in liquid form. I have no issue with that at all. So I can always tell him later to go back and get a real dial. But unfortunately, we got to cut some little feet because this is not going to go on there. I really hate doing this. I don't. I hate dial dots. But unfortunately, there's no other way, I say. No other way. That is smooth and that is flush. Oh, you know, and I'm really getting so tired of having to do it this way. Not that it's necessarily a big deal. You can always, you know, replace it with something else. But okay, so let me get the adhesive out, because unfortunately we are going to have to glue this one on there. Which, this should be not a big deal, because I'll do it in a manner of which it will not ever come off. So I got my adhesive, yeah. As everyone knows, I hate using this damn adhesive. It's not what I want to use, but we're going to have to. I do have some hands. He was concerned about that. He didn't know if the hands he saw online would work or not, so he didn't buy them. And I told him not to worry. I have 31, 35 hands. And I know for a fact it'll go on there. So that's like not even an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and first things first, I'm removing that. We don't need that on there. Take that off. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this thing tacked down. There's that. And let me go ahead in here. Get that little string out of the way. I don't want that string doing anything. And I'm going to let that dry just like this, okay? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, so sorry if that was off screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it dry just like this. And I'm going to go ahead and double check it. That looks pretty much in the middle of everything. We're going to let it dry just like that. I'm going to go ahead. I'm taking the cots off. I have got to go tend to my wife for a minute. She's a little under the weather today. And I need to help her with a few things. And then after this dries, I want to come back. I'm going to do a little bit more adhesive around the dial and the movement at the bottom where they meet. And let that dry so we don't have to worry about this dial coming off, because we don't want that. That's shoddy workmanship. And I think using adhesive is shoddy enough. So, yeah, there's that. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just cover this up with a bag. Help keep the dust off of it. Okay, guys, I'll be back with part 2 of our replica Rolex Sea Dweller and put this new movement in this watch and get it back on Guy's wrist.